Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Red Square, the very heart and center of Moscow. And today I thought, being that it's the 1st of March, the first day of spring, we'd have a walk around and check it out. If you're wondering what all that screaming was, they've got the chair ride. Are they called the flying chairs? Right here in the center of Red Square. And it's pretty neat. And lots of people having some fun. Now this is the very well-known area of Red Square. In front of us here is the very famous GUM department store or shopping center. And then we can see, as I turn around, St. Basil's Cathedral. Now today is actually a really nice day. It's early afternoon. We don't quite have blue skies, there's a little bit of cloud, but you'll see a little or no snow anywhere as I walk around. This is Spassky Tower, which makes up one of the many corners of the Kremlin. And then as I swing around, you can see the very well-known cobblestones of Red Square and these markings and lines that they use when they have parades here. Now today also is a small celebration in Russia to mark the end of winter and the start of spring. It's called Maslenitsa, and they have some events going on here in the center of Moscow, which I'm going to try to point out. There's also lots of people around as well. I love seeing these flying chairs. It's so neat. It's actually probably a little bit brighter than what it seems on camera as I'm walking around. Lots of people like to come down to the cathedral here to get photographs, and everybody's trying to get that perfect angle and shot. It's a little bit difficult with everybody else in the way. What I want to do though is walk through the fair or event they've got here. Now this actually gets repurposed from the holiday markets in December and January, and they change it just slightly. Of course, the big difference, there is no snow around. You'll still see everybody wrapped up. It's around about 0 Celsius today, so it's actually very nice and comfortable. You'll see some people really still wear double jackets and double hats and gloves, and then some people really don't need so much coverage. The fair on Red Square is very well known for having lots of snack and food stands, and then lots of different small market shops with different types of souvenirs and lots of different Russian items from different regions in Russia. So they're not necessarily from Moscow, they're coming from all over the country. And some trinkets and souvenirs. Got lots of amber back there as well, which is nice. And then around here there's also all the different food stands. And of course, being cooler weather, everybody wants hot drinks. You'll see there's stands where everybody stops for something to eat. And it's really not that cold. But everybody wants the tea from the very giant samovar here. And they're doing non-stop pouring of tea. My good friend here in Moscow, Vitaly, if you are watching the video, he is always stressing to me the different traditions in Russia and different events going on. And Maslenitsa is about pancakes and bilini, and that we shouldn't be eating meat. Yeah, they've got a shashlik here with some pork and chicken, and people definitely lining up for shashlik. And Vitaly told me that I shouldn't eat meat for a week, and I should be having pancakes and certain dairy products and not even look at the shashlik. More tea and different drinks. And it's pretty much a tradition in Russia. When you come to events like this, you just line up for food and drinks. And every time I come to these things with my wife, we turn up. She wants hot drink, she wants some snacks. And I find coming alone, it's a little bit easier to walk around and take in these fairs and markets. And it's really very nice to walk around here when there's no snow on the ground as well. I've got plenty of food options. Now, a lot of people like myself will generally come into Moscow from one of the suburban areas, spend the day walking around, and then go back to the quieter regions of Moscow. You can get some pancakes here, and they've got some different drinks. I'm trying to find the quieter stands where there's not as many people crowded around. Also some pastries, these different hachapuri, which is a bread with egg in the middle. You can also get them with cheese and bacon, which is not so traditional. Lots of different options if you're hungry. If you've come across this video as perhaps the first one on this channel, I'm an Australian who lives here in Moscow region. I don't live in the center of Moscow. I'm about 50 kilometers away. It's about an hour and a half to get here, depending on the different public transport that I use. Hope you enjoy this walk around and perhaps sit down and relax and take in the sights of Moscow today with me. If I really was to give anybody a tip when you come to Moscow, the souvenir shops here on Red Square tend to be a little bit higher price than the souvenir shops further away from Red Square. But I think if you've come to Moscow for the first time, I think it's okay to find something. The flying airplanes, all the kids enjoying the day. And then we can see Gum right here. This is a very famous shopping arcade or shopping center. And I've done quite a lot of videos inside there before. I won't be walking through there on this video. I'll just focus around Red Square, and then we'll head down a little bit closer to Alexander Garden, where they've got another event that we can walk through. Also some different crafts as well. This part of Red Square is not as busy on days like this, because most people like to come here for December and January when the holiday markets are on. So it's a little bit quieter, and a lot of the true Muscovites perhaps don't need souvenirs as much as a lot of people who have come to the area from outside of Moscow. Have a look at the view there, back towards St. Basil's. Such an iconic view that I think everybody knows quite well. I think it's the fact that I'm a little bit hungry that I'm drawn to the barbecue and shashlik. I did have breakfast a little bit earlier. However, there isn't a single person in Russia that doesn't know about having a skewer of meat. There is a few people lining up to have some. But if you are watching and you're from Russia, let me know if you keep to the tradition during Maslenitsa and you don't have meat. I'm very curious of people's opinion of that. I know at home my wife has made pancakes pretty much every morning in the last week, and there's even a backup amount of them in the fridge as well because she always makes too many, but it's okay, no worries. And we're gonna go and walk over and see if there's anybody ice skating. The rink is just off in the distance there. If you might remember, back in December, I came for a walk here and they had the very large holiday tree right about here. And now they're in the process of rearranging the area. The trees are starting to lose their needles and they're switching up the area around the shopping center here. They've still got the lights on the tree. And slowly, Russia is changing from winter to spring. I wish it was a little bit more blue skies today because we've had lots of nice sunny days leading up to today. But I think it's okay to come for a walk around. Everybody wants photographs, and actually this is the Cartier store, or was Cartier. They continue to pay rent and have their location here. And are they waiting to reopen sometime soon, I wonder? They have a sign here talking about the shopping center celebrating 130 years. And I think it is absolutely one of the most famous landmarks in the center of Moscow. It's probably not quite the same feeling walking around today than it would be back in December and January. The ice rink is still in operation and lots of people want to come skating here on the weekends. It's really quite a crowd of people on the rink. And if this was the first week in January, you would struggle to walk through here as the music just gets that little bit louder. One of the secrets of this ice skating rink is if you come midweek in the first few days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for instance, and you come for the 9 or 10 a.m. session, it is completely free. And I think it lasts until about 2 p.m. So generally the school hours midweek, you don't pay to come and skate here. And if you bring your own ice skates, it is completely free. Now if you want to rent skates, you can. So just a secret that I'll share with everybody. I don't know how many people actually know that. I've got some samples right there. So what do you think? If you came to Moscow, would you want to do some skating? Or would you be busy taking photographs right there? Well, I wonder if the girls came to do some skating today or just to take some pictures. And it is nice weather, it's not that cold that you can take your jacket off. Lots of parents and kids skating around, enjoying themselves. There is actually a cafe and a heated area where you can relax in between the sessions as well. It's a really nice spot. As I keep walking around and continue the walk through the center of Moscow, this is Nikolskaya Street, which is rather famous for these fairy lights that I think everybody has a photo taken with. And it's so iconic when you come to the center of Moscow to stand here and take it in. And I'm wondering in the comments of this video how many people will say there's no people, where are all of the men, why is there so many ladies? And of course a lot of the videos I film are midweek, and I can't film everything on a Saturday afternoon like this. I have to sometimes come and do things midweek. So all the people are at work and at school and doing different things. And then on the weekends like this, people come simply for a walk around the city and take in all the sights. And I think this gives you a true perspective of the population in Moscow, and that it's okay to do your work things during the week and then enjoy the city on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm really curious for everybody watching who's not from Russia. Do you go for a walk in the city center where you live? Would you go for a walk in the downtown area on a weekend, just going for a stroll? This is a very normal thing to see lots of people in the city, and also if you were to go out to some of the suburban areas where there's parks, you would see lots of people going for a walk. Even my wife is upset that I'm in the center of Moscow today. She's at work today. She has bookings and clients, but she wanted to come for a walk and see the Maslenitsa events here in the city. Let's see if I can come again tomorrow and not carry my camera around. Maybe it's more enjoyable. But where you live, is this amount of people normal in the city area? I mean, even if you're in a small town, would you go to the center of the main streets and just go for a wander? I think the camera doesn't do justice to the amount of people that are here in the center of Moscow and how many people come into the city on the weekends. And what we want to focus on is these two different festive events that they've got going on. There's one here in front of me. This is Revolyutsii Square. I always get it wrong because of the metro station is very close to there as well. And then this on the left here is Manegnaya Square. And you can see the Four Seasons Hotel just up on the right hand side. And then Alexander Garden is off in the distance. Sun is slowly trying to set. Now the only thing with these events, particularly in this square, is they play loud music, and it's not as easy to film a video as I'd like, but I'll do my best. And also it's early afternoon, so all the lights aren't turned on. It's perhaps not as festive as if I would come a little bit later. I think we see the first pancake stand right here, and then the line for pancakes. Now of course we could make some at home, we could go to another cafe somewhere, but is it quite the same feeling than coming into the center of Moscow and joining a line for some? I love coming to these events. The only thing I'm not a fan of is large crowds. And of course, that always comes with walking in Moscow on the weekends. There's lots of stands and lots of people around. Now what a lot of people will be doing is the same thing I'm doing, is walking from one point to another and actually making their way through the city. The flashing lights. We want to avoid them. Oh, there's a small concert going on. That's what the music is. And people are here to see the concert on the stage on the left right there. What everybody's trying to get from these different small vendors is pancakes or bilini. And this gentleman has some ready to go there. Now they do make everything literally as you order it. So there's no food coming from a cooler or a microwave. And you get the classic ones. And you can get them also with some savory fillings or jam or whatever you like in them basically. And then everybody finds a spot to relax and eat them. And this is a very favorite thing to do. Now there is a lot of cafes as well that you could visit and go to and have them. I think this guy is doing the same thing as I am, trying to get photos. You can see the amount of people as I'm trying to walk around. Everybody wants to take in the feeling of these events. And a lot of things in Russia are very traditional, and people want to take in the traditions over the course of the year. Have a look. Again, everybody having some pancakes. Have a look at the view at the same time. It's hard to try to walk around and film and not take in the sights. So nice. And the concert in the background, you can probably just hear the lady singing. And lots of people gathered around for that as well. You can see the very well-known walkway leading up to Red Square, and then one side of the Kremlin. And the amount of people doing the walk up and down the cobblestones. And then the State Historical Museum just here. And the concert is very nice. And the beautiful music. It's just a little bit loud for the background of videos. So I just thought I'd come and just take a step back and take in the view and show you just how many people are in the city today. As I've been walking around, I bumped into a fellow Australian.
Hello.
And this is Brody, and you live here in Moscow.
I do, yes.
And I think you're a school teacher.
I am.
And he's a little bit shy to be on YouTube, so I'm going to keep walking around and filming the festival right here. And I think we're going to end up going to a bar for a beer.
Absolutely.
I think that's what Australians do when we're in Russia. So yeah, you can find Australians in all corners of the globe. And right here in the center of Moscow, where there's thousands of people today. Mm-hmm. It's
very busy.
Very busy. And yeah, thanks Rody for being in the video.
No worries.
As the concert goes on in the distance, I want to walk through this other part right here, and the same as we've seen all the way throughout, everybody enjoying some food, lots and lots of family and kids. We might even be able to see them doing the pancakes right here. So they literally just pour them onto the plates, and that's it, as simple as that. And if you're lucky, you can ask for the freshest ones, and then the line at the same time. And Brody just smiling because he just told me off camera that he doesn't like walking around when there's crowds. And if we come on a Saturday and a Sunday, we really can't avoid it. Now this actually has been going on throughout the whole week, and this ends tomorrow. here. So I think everybody's trying to make sure they get involved. Everybody wants to go on the merry-go-round. This is actually completely free, and this whole event is provided courtesy of the local administration and the concerts and different things. There is a schedule that you can follow, and you can come at certain times for different artists that will be playing if you're really keen to listen to your favorite music. Now, as I've walked around, I definitely am getting hungrier by the minute. Lots of people want to take photos. Have a look, they've got some donuts on the tree. Everybody loves to get the photos. My wife always makes fun of this because I take photos as well. And she says to me that, you know, they're the same photos as last year, but they're slightly different. One thing I want to point out on the menus here, now this isn't very much Maslenitsa food. I don't think chicken strips and French fries are very Maslenitska-esque. However, the menu has Russian, English, and Mandarin or Chinese, which is very interesting that they got 3 languages on the menu. Maybe some people are tired of pancakes after eating them all week, that they want some chicken strips and French fries. Now, Brody has lived in Moscow for a few years, so he knows these same places very well and the different events. And I've no doubt even at school during the week they did some different Maslenitsa events. Oh, have a look with salmon as well. Very nice. Now I really am getting hungry. Everybody's so happy and festive though, which is nice. As long as you're polite, people will be polite back to you. Put lots of different displays up to get photographs, which is nice. And you can get the new family picture. And again, more lines. Is this pancakes again, or is this different drinks? I think there's different drinks right here. It's a little bit hard to see. Oh, pancakes with berries. Very nice. So I really hope you're enjoying this walk around in the center of Moscow, and you can take that feeling in as I'm walking around myself, and really just going for the same stroll I would do if I didn't have my camera with me. Some people looking for some souvenirs. So yeah, I hope this is an enjoyable video. As we slowly come to the end of the video, I've made it over to Sqaure Square, which is a very well-known area where they do lots of different activities and different festival events. She's not waving at me, but I'll wave anyway. The building right in front of us here is the administration of Moscow's main offices. That's where the mayor of Moscow spends some of his time. And this area here they actually have year-round. And depending on the different festival activities, they change it up slightly. I think they have some pancakes here as well. I think they look a little bit understaffed. They don't always take into consideration here how busy some of these events will be and how many people will show up. And then everybody's lining up. This is a very nice spot to come. And if you're here in summertime, where I'm standing right here is normally a water fountain. And they've actually covered over the whole area with decking. And there would normally be water and flowers right here. But at the moment, They've set everything up for this Maslenitsa event. And they also have a concert stage, depending on what time their activities are. Very nice. Lots of photo spots as well. They've set up some chairs and tables. This is a really nice place. I've made a few different videos here, particularly in summertime. They do different agricultural events, and they'll bring lots of different vendors from all over Russia to have the shops and trade. You can go on the swings, and I think after a lot of walking, people are happy to see some chairs to relax and chill out. They also have a merry-go-round here as well. Now please let me know in the comments if I'm naming this wrong. Is there another name for this, perhaps in another country? This is also completely free. You just have to line up. And I think all the ladies have their kids riding them right now. And what's really nice here is they've got these different small vendors that are selling lots of local foods. Quite a lot of these will be people from other cities beyond Moscow. It's always nice to come and look for something that's not in the everyday supermarket. We've got some smoked fish, and then pickled mushrooms, and they've also got some salamis and cured meats and sausages, and they're very nice to give you samples of these things as well, and then find something that you want. I think there's some more pickled vegetables in the jars. Easy item to give as a gift to somebody. Yeah, very, very nice. This particular area where I am here is not probably nearly as popular as what we saw back at Red Square, and not as many people know about this little festival area. However, they do have some nice concerts when you come here. It's just a matter of knowing the schedule ahead of time and then coming over, grabbing a drink or something to eat. And how much decorations that they do and set up for these. Now, my only thing that I don't love when I come to this area is they've got a Stars coffee, which just seems so out of place when you walk through here, because you want things to be a little bit more traditional and more Russian. They've got another tea server there. Actually over here I think it's where you can get the different teas. You can also buy some to take home as well. Very nice. There is still a lot of people here though as we look around. Not quite as busy as where I started the video. So we've come to the end of the video, and I really hope you've enjoyed this walk around. And actually also, Brody, did you enjoy yourself?
I'm just thirsting for a beer, to be honest.
Yes. That was actually the goal at the end of the video, was to find a bar and have a drink. And I can see your smiles of happiness of walking around crowds in Moscow.
Well, I'm just happy we're at the bar.
The pub is right here. So yeah, if you like the video, now what should people do if they like watching the video?
Like and subscribe.
Yes, thumbs up and comment.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, on other people's videos. So yeah, if you like the video. If you want to see Brody in more videos, put his name in the comments. Now, we should get everyone to put a secret word in the comments so we know they've watched to the end. What's a word they should put?
Oh, a Russian one or an English one?
An English word.
Pancake.
Oh yeah, pancake. So if we see the word pancake in the comments, we know you're at the end of the video. No one will know that until this very last minute of the video. Now, I've got a Telegram channel it's going to come up right here, and they can click that and join
Right
me on
next to my head.
Yes, and then right next to my head, there'll be another video that you can click and keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, from Brody and I in Moscow, we're off on another adventure. Bye.
Bye-bye.